What's poppin'? It's your boy Big Rich, Queens, New York City, where we get busy. Tuesday afternoon business. Ladies and gentlemen, wipe the snow off your shoulders, wipe your feet on the rug, and throw some smoke in the atmosphere. I just threw some sour diesel in the air. Carefree, without a worry in the world. It's a beautiful thing. Trust me. Let's get right down to business. Salute to my boy Charlie Laces that sent me in this article. Charlie Laces coming out of St. Louis. Salute to you, sir. And of course, this is written by Larry McShane out of the New York Daily News, my hometown paper. Salute to Larry McShane at the New York Daily News. Let's get right with it. Quote, you gave a black eye to this court, unquote. Mouthy mob informant spared additional jail time over podcast confessional. Jesus. An outraged Manhattan federal judge unleashed a blistering attack on prosecutors and the FBI before reluctantly sparing a chatty Mafia informant, also known as a disgraciad, from additional jail time Tuesday over his recent tell-all appearance on a podcast with two ex-mobsters. Quote, you can make a monkey out of the FBI, and you can make a monkey out of the government. That's fine, said angry Judge Richard Sullivan, as he told the defendant John Rubio during a contentious sentencing hearing. But you're not going to make a monkey out of this court. You gave a black eye to this court. Sullivan ripped the former Genovese family associate and federal law enforcers before citing the prison system's COVID-19 crisis as the only reason that Rubio wasn't headed back to prison. Can you believe this shit? It's COVID-19, and snitches don't gotta go back to prison, but you got good people like Matthew Madonna, Stephen Crea Sr. and Jr., Terrence Caldwell sitting in prison. It's disgusting. It's a disgracia. Frankie Loke is still sitting there. All right, anyway, let's get back to the story. He instead imposed a term of 6 months of home confinement and 2 additional years of supervised release after denouncing the defendant's self-promotional tendencies, including efforts to land a book deal. Now this guy's going to write a tell-all book. What's new in the game? Mr. Rubio and the FBI have managed to make the FBI not look very good, said Sullivan, who signed off on Rubio's original plea agreement. The fuming judge cited a Daily News story about Rubio's podcast confessional where the ex-mobster boasted about a lucrative life of continued crime while serving as a government witness. Jesus. Rubio received a sweetheart sentence of 15 months for his cooperation before his loose lips put the deal at risk. Sullivan, clearly inclined to toss the 45-year-old father of 2 back behind bars, was unmoved by Rubio's claim that he was a different person than the one who bragged on the podcast about destroying evidence in the prosecution of reputed Philadelphia mob boss Skinny Joey Merlino. Sullivan further lambasted the feds after hearing Rubio had discussed his podcast appearance with his former FBI handler. Quote, you covered your ass a little bit, went to the FBI for permission, unquote, said Sullivan. But the fact is, this was premeditated. I don't think you appreciate the harm you caused. You made the FBI look foolish. Well, I mean, I'm for anybody that makes the FBI look foolish. I'm not going to have you making the court look foolish. The FBI did not immediately return a call for comment, while the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to weigh in. Rubio confessed during the podcast to destroying a cell phone used to correspond with Merlino and to earning a small illegal fortune while an FBI cooperating witness. Quote, I was committing more crimes when I was working for them than when I was on the street, boasted Rubio. And they were paying me $15,000 a month to be a disgraciad. Merlino, facing a racketeering prosecution and possible stiff sentence, was instead offered a sweetheart 2018 plea deal with just a 2-year jail term. He was released from prison this past July. Rubio admitted last month that he lied to his probation officer, associated with convicted felons on the podcast, and failed to contact his probation officer about the September podcast appearance with former Gambino family associate John Alight and one-time Bonanno family associate Gene Borello. The defendant faced up to 5 years behind bars last Tuesday with a sentencing guideline range of 3 to 9 months in prison. Quote, I was pretty confident I wouldn't be seeing Mr. Rubio again, said Sullivan. This is a person who was given an opportunity and squandered it by going onto a podcast and doing what he does best, running his mouth. I'm really troubled by it. I would be troubled too, Your Honor. You should have thrown the book at him. A disgracia. Mob Story Season 3. Salute to Larry McShane from the Daily News. I'll have a link in the description so you guys can go right to the article and read it yourself. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We're almost close to 10,000. Let me know what you're smoking on, and we will talk soon. Salute.